On May 13th of this year, the United States Department of Agriculture released its monthly World Agricultural Supply and Demand Estimates report. It is called the WASDE. This report is published every single month, and it is considered the single most important document in global commodity markets. Every farmer, every grain trader, every flour miller, and every food manufacturer in the world watches this report. This month, the wheat numbers surprised everybody. The USDA projected total United States wheat production for the 2026 through 2027 growing season at 1.561 billion bushels. That sounds like a large number until you put it next to last year. Last year, total production was 1.985 billion bushels. The year before that, 1.979 billion. This year's forecast represents a decline of 424 million bushels. That is a 21% drop in a single year. If that forecast holds, 2026 will mark the lowest United States wheat production since 1972. That is 54 years. The last time this country produced this little wheat, a loaf of bread cost about 28 cents, and Gerald Ford was president. But the production decline is only half the story. On its own, a production decline of this magnitude would be concerning, but it is not happening in isolation. It is landing on top of a structural problem that has been building for decades. The USDA also reported that total United States wheat planted acreage for 2026 is 43.775 million acres. That is the lowest wheat acreage in America since 1919, 107 years. American farmers have been systematically shifting away from wheat toward more profitable crops like corn and soybeans for decades, because the financial return on wheat simply could not compete. Year after year, fewer acres went to wheat. That trend has been quietly thinning the foundation of our bread supply for over a century. And this year, the reduced acreage that was planted got hit by severe drought across the southern plains. Kansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Colorado, the heart of American wheat country, have experienced persistent crop-destroying drought conditions through the spring. The USDA is currently rating only 28% of the winter wheat crop as good to excellent condition. A year ago at the same time, that number was 54%. That is nearly a 50% deterioration in crop quality in 12 months. And wheat futures responded immediately. As of this month, wheat is trading at approximately $6.60 per bushel, the highest level since last June, up 27% from a year ago. Now, I want to be very clear about what I am and am not saying. I am not predicting that bread will double in price next month. I am not saying that flour shelves will be empty, and I'm certainly not telling anyone to panic buy. What I am telling you is that there is a documented, sourced, current production shortfall in one of the most foundational crops in the American food supply, and every number I just shared came directly from the United States Department of Agriculture. These are their numbers, not mine. The reason this matters for your pantry is the timeline, and the timeline is the part of this story that I think most people are missing. When wheat prices rise at the farm level, those increases do not appear on your grocery receipt overnight. They work their way through a chain. The wheat gets harvested. Millers purchase that wheat and grind it into flour. Manufacturers buy that flour and turn it into bread, pasta, crackers, and cereal. Distributors move those products to stores. Each step absorbs the higher cost and passes it along. That entire journey from farm to shelf typically takes 3 to 6 months, sometimes longer depending on existing contracts and mill inventory levels. What that means practically is this. The flour sitting on your grocery store shelf right now was milled from wheat purchased before this report came out. It was priced on last year's abundant harvest. The flour you buy in the next few weeks is still priced on existing mill contracts and existing mill inventory. But the flour your grocery store stocks in the fall and winter of 2026 will begin to reflect the new reality documented in this WASDE report. That 3 to 6 month lag is not a delay, it is a window. And understanding that window is the difference between reacting after prices have already risen and making quiet, measured decisions while the current pricing still holds. Today I am walking through 12 specific wheat-based pantry items that this report affects, what the data says about each one, and what a calm, practical household can do about it right now. Every source is in the description. Let us begin with number 12. Number 12, coating mixes and breadcrumbs. Breadcrumbs and coating mixes like shake and bake are wheat flour at their core. As flour prices adjust over the next 3 to 6 months, these products will follow. The good news is that breadcrumbs have an extremely long shelf life when stored in a sealed container. And as we covered in a previous video, you can make your own breadcrumbs from stale bread for free. If you use breadcrumbs regularly, buying an extra canister or two at today's price is a reasonable step. There is no urgency here, just awareness that the inputs for these products are changing and the pricing will eventually follow. Number 11, baking mixes. Cake mixes, brownie mixes, pancake mixes, muffin mixes. Every boxed baking mix in the grocery aisle lists wheat flour as its primary ingredient. When you flip a box of Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker to the ingredient list, enriched bleached wheat flour is the first thing you see. These products are shelf-stable for 12 to 18 months, which means anything you buy now at today's price will still be perfectly usable well into 2027. If your household bakes regularly, or if baking mixes are your go-to for weekend breakfasts or birthday cakes, picking up a few extra boxes on your next grocery trip is a practical, low-cost way to lock in current pricing. At $2 to $3 per box, this is one of the lowest risk items on this list. Number 10, snack crackers. Crackers are wheat flour plus oil plus salt plus seasoning. Products like Triscuits, Ritz, and Saltines are all wheat dependent. However, crackers have a shorter shelf life than many pantry items because the oils in them can go rancid over time. Do not buy a year's supply. Buy what your household will use in the next 3 to 4 months and store them in a cool, dry place. Watch for sales between now and fall and buy only what you will consume within that window. Number 9, breakfast cereal. Many popular breakfast cereals are wheat-based, including Wheaties, shredded wheat, and wheat-based varieties of Cheerios. Even cereals that are primarily corn or oat-based may see price pressure as grain markets adjust together. This is not a storage item for most households, but it is worth paying attention to unit prices over the next few months. If your household has a preferred cereal, buying an extra box or two when it is on sale is a sensible hedge. Number 8, flour tortillas. Flour tortillas are exactly what the name says: wheat flour, water, oil, salt. Every flour tortilla on every shelf in every grocery store in the country is a direct wheat product. And because tortillas are a staple across a wide range of households, from wraps and burritos to quesadillas and breakfast tacos, any price increase in this category will be felt broadly. Tortillas also freeze beautifully. If your household uses them regularly, buying a few extra packages and putting them straight in the freezer is an easy way to capture today's pricing. They thaw quickly at room temperature or can be heated straight from frozen in a dry pan. Stored in the freezer, flour tortillas maintain quality for up to 4 months. The key is pressing the air out of the package before freezing to prevent freezer burn. A package of tortillas costs $2 to $4. Buying 2 extra packages this month is a $6 to $8 decision that removes uncertainty from one more line item on your weekly grocery list. Number 7, frozen pizza and pizza dough. Whether it is a frozen DiGiorno or a ball of fresh pizza dough from the refrigerator case, the crust is wheat flour. And for many American households, frozen pizza is a weekly staple, not an occasional convenience. Frozen pizza is already in the freezer, so storage is not an issue. If your household eats frozen pizza weekly, buying a few extra at current prices when they go on sale makes quiet financial sense, given the direction wheat prices are heading. Number 6, sliced sandwich bread. This is the most direct consumer wheat product on the shelf, and it is the one where historical precedent gives us the clearest picture of what is likely ahead. When wheat prices spiked after Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022, the Bureau of Labor Statistics tracked bread prices rising 15.7% year over year by mid-2022. Flour prices rose even more dramatically, up 44.8%. Cereal and baked goods rose 16.4%. Those numbers came from a sudden geopolitical shock that disrupted 30% of global wheat exports overnight. What we are facing now is a domestic production shortfall, rather than a geopolitical event. That means the price response is likely to be more gradual, spread over months rather than weeks. But the direction is the same, and one key difference is worth noting. In 2022, global wheat supplies were large enough to partially absorb the shock. This year, the USDA reports that major wheat exporting countries are expected to produce 32.28 million metric tons less wheat collectively than they did last year. The global buffer is thinner. The practical response is the one we covered in our freezer video. Bread freezes perfectly for 3 months, according to the USDA. Buy your usual bread. If you see a sale price, buy an extra loaf or 2 and freeze them. This is not hoarding. This is buying on sale and using your freezer the way it was designed to be used. A loaf of bread costs $3 to $5, depending on the brand and region. An extra loaf in the freezer is the easiest hedge on this entire list. If any of this is useful to you, a quick like helps me get this kind of careful research in front of more households. No pressure, just appreciate you watching. Let us keep going. Number 5, whole wheat flour. If you bake with whole wheat flour, this one deserves extra attention. Whole wheat flour has a shorter shelf life than white flour because it retains the bran and germ, which contain oils that can go rancid. Stored at room temperature in a sealed container, whole wheat flour is good for about 3 to 6 months. In the freezer, it lasts up to a year. The dual pressure here is that whole wheat flour comes from the same diminished wheat crop as white flour, and it has always been more expensive per pound because the milling process is different. If you are a baker who uses whole wheat flour regularly, buying your next bag or two at current prices and storing it in the freezer is probably the smartest move on this list. Number 4, cookies, snack bars, and packaged baked goods. Every packaged cookie, every granola bar with a wheat flour base, every snack cake on the shelf is connected to this wheat production report. Oreos, Chips Ahoy, Nutter Butters, Fig Newtons, most Nature Valley bars, Little Debbie snack cakes. Read the ingredient list on any of them. Enriched wheat flour is usually the first or second ingredient. These products will not see overnight price increases, but the direction over the next 6 to 12 months is upward. The brands may also quietly reduce package sizes before they raise prices, a practice known as shrinkflation, because consumer research has shown that shoppers notice a higher price tag faster than they notice a smaller package. If you have not been tracking the unit prices on your regular snacks, now is a good time to start. The price per ounce, printed on the shelf tag in small text, is the number that tells you what you are actually paying. Watch that number over the next few months. You may find it moving before the sticker price does. If your household has particular favorites in this category, buying ahead at current prices when a sale appears is a reasonable approach. Most packaged cookies and snack bars have a shelf life of 6 to 12 months. Number 3, bread flour. This is the flour that serious home bakers use for sandwich loaves, dinner rolls, artisan bread, and pizza dough. Bread flour has a higher protein content than all-purpose flour, which means it is milled from specific wheat varieties that are under particular pressure in this drought. Hard red winter wheat, the primary wheat for bread flour, saw its crop forecast cut by 36% in this WASDE report. 36%. If you bake bread at home regularly, buying bread flour now at current pricing makes clear economic sense. Store it sealed in a 5-gallon bucket at room temperature and use it within a year, or store it in the freezer for longer. The flour on the shelf right now was milled from wheat purchased before this report. The flour milled from this year's diminished crop will be priced differently. A 5-pound bag of bread flour currently costs about $4 to $6. If that price moves even 10 to 15% over the next 6 months, which is well within the range that the USDA data supports, every loaf of bread you bake from flour purchased today saves you money on the back end. For households that bake weekly, this is one of the most financially impactful items on the entire list. Number 2, dried pasta. Pasta faces pressure from 2 directions simultaneously. And this is the item on this list where I think the math is most compelling. First, domestic wheat production is down 21%. United States pasta manufacturers use primarily hard red spring wheat and durum wheat, both of which are under supply pressure. Second, Italian pasta imports face tariff barriers that have escalated dramatically. According to agricultural trade reporting, 13 of Italy's largest pasta exporters currently face anti-dumping duties of up to 91.74%, on top of existing 15% base tariffs on European Union food imports. The combined tariff rate on some Italian pasta products approaches 107%. That means for every dollar of Italian pasta that enters the country, the tariff burden alone can more than double the cost before it reaches the shelf. Both domestic and imported pasta are being squeezed simultaneously. Domestic pasta costs more because the wheat costs more. Imported pasta costs more because the tariffs add more. There is no direction for pasta prices to go except up. The only question is how much and how fast. Dried pasta is one of the best storage items in any pantry. In a sealed container, kept cool and dry and out of direct light, dried pasta maintains quality for 2 years or longer. It does not need refrigeration. It does not take up much space. At current prices, many stores still offer 10 for $10 deals on pasta. If your household eats pasta regularly, and most American households do, this is the aisle where your money stretches furthest right now before the new pricing arrives. Empty the boxes into mason jars or sealed containers to protect from moisture and pests, and store them on a shelf away from light and heat. And number 1, all-purpose flour. All-purpose flour is the foundation of home cooking. It goes into bread, biscuits, gravy, roux, pie crust, pancakes, cookies, cake, muffins, fried chicken, thickened soups, and 100 other recipes. It is the single most broadly affected pantry item on this entire list. The USDA Wheat Outlook for May 2026 forecasts the season average farm price at $6.50 per bushel, up $1.50 from last year, a 3-year high. That farm-level increase flows through to the mill, to the manufacturer, to the distributor, and to your shelf. The timeline is 3 to 6 months. The flour currently on the shelf was priced before this report existed. The practical step is straightforward. Buy flour at today's price in the quantity your household can store properly. A 25-pound bag of all-purpose flour stored in a sealed 5-gallon bucket in a cool, dry place will maintain quality for up to a year. In the freezer, it lasts indefinitely, according to the USDA. At current prices, 25 pounds of flour costs roughly $8 to $12, depending on your region. That same flour 6 months from now will cost more. The USDA's own data is telling you that. Now, there is an important storage note here. Do not buy more flour than you can store properly and use within a year at room temperature. Flour that is stored poorly, exposed to moisture or heat, will go rancid. You will know because it will develop a sharp, unpleasant smell like paint thinner. At that point, it is useless and your money is wasted. The point is not to buy more than you need. The point is to buy what you will use over the next 6 to 12 months at a price that is still based on last year's abundant harvest. Because the next harvest is not going to be abundant. The USDA just told the entire world that on May 13th. So here is what these 12 items tell us when you look at the full picture. The USDA's May 2026 WASDE report documented the lowest projected wheat production since 1972, the lowest planted acreage since 1919, and a winter wheat crop that has deteriorated to only 28% good to excellent condition. Wheat futures responded by jumping to their highest level in a year. The season average farm price is forecast up $1.50 per bushel. History tells us exactly how this pattern plays out at the grocery store. After the 2022 wheat shock, flour prices rose nearly 45% and bread rose nearly 16%. The current situation is a domestic production shortfall rather than a geopolitical event, so the price response is likely to be more gradual, but the direction is the same. Farm prices up, futures up, ending stocks shrinking. Those forces flow in one direction, and that direction arrives at your grocery receipt in 3 to 6 months. The 12 items on this list are not predictions. They are a map. Every single one of them has wheat flour as a primary ingredient, and every single one of them is currently priced on wheat that was harvested before this report existed. That pricing window will close as the new marketing year's wheat enters the supply chain this fall and winter. Think about how many of these 12 items are in your kitchen right now. Bread in the bread box, flour in the canister, pasta in the pantry, cereal in the cabinet, crackers on the shelf, tortillas in the fridge, a frozen pizza in the freezer. Every single one of them traces back to a wheat field in Kansas, Oklahoma, or the Northern Plains. And this year, those fields are producing 21% less than they did last year, from acreage that was already at its lowest level in over a century. The numbers are not a secret. They are published by the USDA for anyone to read. Most people will not read them. Most people will notice the price change 6 months from now and wonder what happened. You are watching this video, so you know what happened. The question is what you do with that knowledge between now and then. This video is for educational and informational purposes. It is not financial advice or a prediction of specific price levels. It is not a recommendation to panic buy. The USDA numbers cited in this video are publicly available federal data. All prices are approximate and vary by region and retailer. This is not a prediction of empty shelves. This is a documented production shortfall in a foundational crop, and the purpose of this video is to give you the sourced data and the timeline, so you can make your own informed decisions. Here is the prescription. On your next 2 grocery trips, look at the 12 items on this list. Pick the 3 or 4 that your household uses most. Buy 1 extra of each at today's price. Store them properly. That is it. No truckloads, no bunker mentality, just a calm, measured response to public data that is freely available to anyone willing to read it. If you bake, your first priority is flour and bread flour. If your household eats a lot of pasta, that is your first priority. If breakfast cereal and sandwich bread are your daily staples, start there. The point is to add one extra of what you already buy. That single habit, sustained over the next few grocery trips, builds a small buffer between your household and the price increases that are working their way through the supply chain right now. The USDA published the numbers. I am just showing you what they mean for your kitchen. Let me run through the full list one more time. Number 12, coating mixes and breadcrumbs. Number 11, baking mixes. Number 10, snack crackers. Number 9, breakfast cereal. Number 8, flour tortillas. Number 7, frozen pizza and pizza dough. Number 6, sliced sandwich bread. Number 5, whole wheat flour. Number 4, cookies and packaged baked goods. Number 3, bread flour. Number 2, dried pasta. And number 1, all-purpose flour. I'm guessing flour or pasta. Which wheat-based item does your household use the most? Let me know in the comments. Take care.